I'm Poopy Cat, and this year I wanted to challenge myself to get published with a publisher, hopefully. So this is a manifestation. So I decided to create this new series called Let's Get Published Together, and it's basically structured in a way that each month has a different goal in mind to build a portfolio. So I am trying to rebuild my portfolio, and I decided to start from the basics with character design and really focus my characters on making them like diverse in different ways, and adding some older characters to my lineups, and like a mom and dad, for instance, and then building these character sheets to then go into a final illustration. So each week I want to film myself just for the sake of this challenge and see what I do and how I get inspiration. It's the summer, it's beautiful outside, and I'm so excited to see where this takes me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get to creating. Not to mention, the inspiration that you get around you can be used in your own illustrations as well. So not even through just character design, but also through the environment that you want to build. So at this summer festival, because the theme is Midsummer Festival, what kind of flowers, what kind of foliage can I find there? Are there flower shops there? Are they workshops on how to create different types of flower crowns? So and actually that just gave me an idea for a character. So I'm gonna just scavenge some different flowers that are summery and from here. Essentially, I'm in Canada, and maybe just from my garden, and seeing what I can create with that, and if maybe I can even make myself a little flower crown and create a character based on that. I think that would be super exciting and interesting. So the first thing that I do before even sketching is inspiring myself. I always talk about this, and I think inspiration is so important. I think we do gather it from really everywhere, whether that's through flowers like you just saw, or through the way that other illustrators create their characters and what kind of storytelling they like to create. Lastly, one thing that really inspires me is just drawing for myself before starting a big project by just doing some simple character designs that are just coming out of my head. During the first part of the month, I posted a video on Patreon about creating my first character, Maisie. And Maisie is a fun little character that basically is very excited to go to the Midsummer Festival. She's all dressed up in costume, probably a little bit more than her friends, and you'll see her in that video and how I created her, along with the tutorial that I went with. So that was posted on Patreon, but I just wanted to share some process of it here. Since I'm working on my portfolio, I can't just do one character sheet. I have to do more than one. So I decided to start thinking about a second character that would be in my upcoming illustration, and Simon came to mind. I feel like I need a Simon. So I started thinking and doing some more research, as always, and that's how I spent my morning for week 2 of June. Sometimes, to save myself a little bit of work, I like to draw out a shape of the character I'm thinking of, and then basically take the line work of the shape or the position of the character, and then throw this character shape into a different folder or a different canvas, and then design the clothes from there. That way I don't have to kind of mess with the drawing too much, and I can just kind of plop them right back in here. So that's basically what I did here. As you can see, this character is on a complete different layer. So that's basically how sometimes I like to integrate some characters if I'm planning on designing different clothing options. After integrating Maisie and Simon to my newest illustration, I can now call it finished, which is my 1st of June, and the children are on the way to the Midsummer Festival. So we are just about to start a new day of sketching. So I finished all of my client work yesterday, and I'm going to be taking this whole day to sketch a new character and start a new composition, doing different expressions, and I might even do a second character. But I've got coffee here to start the day, and then we're gonna get to work. Right now, I'm wondering how I'm going to create my second illustration of the month, what kind of composition I'm looking for. It's really fun to think about different compositions, but then I feel like they're always in my head and they never want to come out. And so I have a lot of ideas about a festival. How I want to execute it is the different thing. So I've been doing a lot of spreads recently, so I'm thinking of doing like a one-page illustration, but at the same time, like I feel like to show a festival, you'd want to have 2 pages. So I'm kind of torn, and maybe I'm gonna do another illustration that's just gonna be a 1-page. I'm actually not sure. So I guess that's what sketching comes in. But then I'm not the most proficient sketcher. I find sometimes I get lazy with sketching, and I wish I didn't. I love sketching certain things, but when it comes to like environments, I like to stay extremely sketch just because I feel like there's so much to put in there. When I sketch, for instance, for facial expressions or anything, for the sake of consistency, I'm always looking at this character or like the base character that I chose. So just to make sure that things are staying as consistent as they can. I feel like if I don't have that in front of me, my character is going to start looking differently. So right now what I'm doing is looking at the eyes. How can I make them as close as possible? How big are they here versus here? Also, like, how does the face turn? Does it make sense? Sometimes I'll do this flip thing just to see if anything's weird. And right now I can tell that there's something happening in the back of the head. I feel like this could go down a little bit more. And anyway, so yeah, I always like to compare and flip the canvas just to see any weird things that are happening between my character and the original. And usually I find a million things. Doing this will keep your things a little bit more consistent, and consistency is important when you're doing books. So that's kind of one of my processes. Hopefully this can help someone. A tip when you're trying to show surprise is to try to kind of keep your pupil away from the lids. See, the more I make the pupil smaller, the more surprised or kind of crazy or scared this character will become. So I like to kind of keep the pupil, like a little bit of the whites, a little bit, so that it can help with the look of surprise when drawing a character. Now you can play with the mouth as well. So if I did this looks more like intrigued. This is a little bit more scared or surprised with a little bit of scare. So you can play with expressions that way by just exaggerating them just slightly more. Anyways, I'll keep going. So I decided to take a little break from doing a whole Midsummer Festival vibe-esque illustration, just for one illustration time. This is a very quick illustration that I thought I would do for my August shop thing. I wanted to do something relating to kind of where I am right now, and something a little bit less spread-like. So at first I started with just one character. I kind of wanted to do just a cute little girl with looking down at the swans, and then there's a bunny and lots of daisies, because where I am there's like thousands of daisies. So that's kind of how it started. This was a dog that then became a pig. So things do change. Things always do with me. Now I'm just doing this week for fun. I'll be going back to the character development for Midsummer Festival, because I do have one more big illustration to do before the month's end, which I will log. Just thought I would log this in because as an illustrator, in between client work, things will change, and here I am with something else again.
Okay, so I finished the illustration and here it is. So now it's time to head on to my last portfolio piece for the month.
It's been a few days. My flowers are dying and this is what I've got. Not cute whatsoever. So I'm going to be taking some photos outside. I'm gonna go into town and take as many photos for inspiration because I am not inspired with this drawing. It's not working out. I've done a few different iterations and yeah, nothing is really panning out how I wanted to. I feel like this had potential, but then it just feels like I don't know where to look. And so I need to go outside for inspiration.
Okay, so I decided on a sketch finally, added my base colors, and then I started rendering. Now the problem was that I only had about a day and a half to finalize this whole drawing, so here I go trying to finish that in an unbelievable amount of time. This specific day it rained, so I was playing kind of sad music and I was having a lot of trouble finding colors and things that worked because I wanted negative space. So this drawing took a lot out of me and I was feeling a little down, not gonna lie, for this part. But on the bright side, here is Sunny and she's in her dress dancing around the bonfire, and at this time it's like 11 o'clock, so I was getting very tired at that point.
I am basically almost done, guys. The finish line is in sight. Oh my god. It is now, I have worked at over 24 hours on this piece and I am so excited to be finished with it. Not gonna lie, but we're almost done. I'm just adding the final flower touches and then we will be finished.
Hi guys, so it's now the end of the month. Finally, we have finished a few illustrations and lots of content for the portfolio. So thank you guys so much for watching this up till now. This is just kind of like my process of personal work for the month of June. We were focusing on character sheets and bringing these characters into illustrations. And this is for the let's get published together kind of thing that I'm doing for myself and for my Patreons as well, for those who want to join. And next month we are going on to doing sequential illustrations, which are different posing and learning how to do different poses for characters. So that's kind of what I am set out to do for July, so I'm very excited for that. But thank you for coming through this journey on this video here. Hopefully it can get better and better and my filming can get better and better as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm excited to see where the next one takes me and where the rainy weather takes me, because it is quite loud. So I'm excited to see where this new month takes me, and hopefully it'll be a little bit sunnier because it's been raining for the past few days and I love rain, but I like to get my energy through sun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to do more illustrations. So yeah, have a good one. Bye.